There's a system I've quietly built behind the scenes for several high-performing consultants. The kind running thriving communities, generating six-figure months, and still wanting more structure, clarity, and scalability. And I call it the community operating system. A fully integrated database-driven backend that powers the onboarding, the accountability, the wins tracking, and the client dashboards that I think should be in a community. In this video, I'm gonna break it all down. So you'll see how the system works, why it's different from spreadsheets and Slack threads, and why it's such a game changer to implement as a coach or consultant with a community. So let me tell you a story. A little over a year ago, I decided to get a mentor to help me scale my business. His name is Frederick Boos. I joined his program, I think, November 2024. I learned more about business, content, and acquiring clients than I ever learned about anything in my entire life. And it was the biggest and best decision of my whole life. And I'd like to get Frederick to help me. But over time, there was one thing that I noticed. Fred had an amazing product, an overall thriving community, and clients who got great results and transformations. But I still think one thing was missing. Fred didn't have the underlying systems in place to run his coaching business. His community relied on him alone, basically. So that means no automated onboarding, no centralized place to store all his clients' wins, including my own, of course, and no good way to share weekly plans and goals for the group to hold each other accountable. After speaking to a bunch of different consultants and community owners, I realized that Fred wasn't the only one struggling with this problem. So no one in the info space has really automated their onboarding processes, centralized their client stats tracking, have a system for sharing wins, or like a structured mechanism to share plans and goals. Yeah, at least from what I know of. So most communities rely on conversation, but what they need is the structure. Think of it like a gym. If clients walked in and there's no plan, there's no tracking, and there's no feedback loop, they lose motivation. So I spoke to Fred about this, and we agreed to build the best community system in the info space. So what I did was I took a while to think about how exactly to structure this in a way that could both take some time or like take some of the hard work off Fred's shoulders, but also improve the overall quality of the community without making it feel automated or less personal. So after a while, we came up with a great plan together, and Fred paid me to build it all out. So I created what I call the community operating system, and it works like this. One system captures all client actions and information. Every interaction creates momentum and better marketing, and coaches get visibility without micromanaging everyone. So instead of relying on memory, you rely on data, and instead of repeating yourself all the time, you build an all-in-one system that works for all your clients. So now you're no longer a Slack manager with like 30 client spreadsheets to watch all the time, and you're kind of becoming the architect of your own high-performance environment that you're creating. It's a way to let yourself do your best work and let the system manage the core features of a good community. So onboarding, KPI tracking, group accountability, and planning. And the first part of the system is what I call frictionless automated onboarding. One form, one action, clients fill out the form and they automatically get onboarded to the system. The clients get their personalized dashboard, the coach get notified, and the community gets welcome Slack message in the group chat. And most people skip this or do it manually, but onboarding sets the tone and it sets the expectations. When it's automated, everything feels intentional and it works the same way every time. The second part is the wins tracking. Clients log their wins through a form. That win is automatically shared in the community channel. It's logged in the master dashboard, and it becomes content and marketing for the coach to get momentum, and for the group to have increased motivation. Most programs rely on occasional check-ins, but this builds a culture of proof. Clients logging their wins makes it so much easier for the coach to share the overall wins on in the community, and also on Instagram stories, YouTube videos, without just publishing a screenshot of a Slack message. The third piece is rhythmic accountability. So on Monday, every client set their goals. On Friday, we all review them, and every month we submit the monthly stats to the overall dashboard. Everything flows into a single system. No more asking did you do this, or who did this, because you already know. And suddenly it becomes very clear who logs their monthly stats, who plans their week properly, and who actually reaches the goals they set for themselves. So now the coach no longer has to review 20 plus Google Sheets to get an overview of their clients' business performance stats. It's all centralized in one system. And here's the community operating system broken down. The community operating system isn't just helpful, it's, I think, a competitive advantage. Because before, everything was scattered. Coaches guessed, clients floated, messy spreadsheets. Now, everything is connected. Progress is visible and culture kind of builds itself. When clients feel seen, they show up more. When wins are visible, momentum grows and marketing thrives. And when this system handles the admin, you get to actually coach instead of manage. This system doesn't add complexity, it removes it. Want to build your own community operating system? Here's how to start. Step 1, identify the key moments. That is, where do your clients need support and where are things kind of falling through the cracks? Step 2 is create a capture system. And a capture system is one form for onboarding, one form for wins, one form for weekly check-ins, and one form for planning and review. Step 3 is connect it all with automations. Here, I'd prefer to use a central database system, not a spreadsheet, to store the info, push the updates to a community channel, and review progress weekly or monthly. You don't need more tools, you need a connected flow. This is the community operating system, and it's working right now inside high-performing coaching programs. Clients are logging their wins daily, coaches are coaching, not chasing, and last but not least, growth is tracked in real time. I'm still refining parts of this and still improving the UX, still evolving the templates, but the foundation is solid. And the feedback from clients, it's game-changing. If you want to build this system for your own community, I already made a full guide explaining how it's all set up, and I templatized the whole thing, so you can just copy it from my school group, and yeah, I'll leave a link to the school in the description below. I think the real leverage of running a consulting business, it isn't content and it definitely isn't delivery. It's in how you run the machine. And this is how you build one that scales.